When was the last time you had a mini hot dog? It's been years.
I think I got some from Trader Joe's and had them for dinner a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because you're a single guy. You live off the Trader Joe's frozen.
Man of the year.
Man of the year. Man of the year.
Man. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
And we are champions of friendship. Guys, I want to introduce you to Matt Ritter here. Matt has an incredible story. He started off as a corporate lawyer, corporate stooge, high-powered stooge. That's a oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
Then left it all behind to join me in LA to pursue his dream. Now is a nationally headlining comedian. He's an incredible screenwriter. And most importantly, my friend since second grade.
I mean, I followed him out because, I was like, this guy, he's killing it. And let me introduce you to Aaron Karo. He is a 7-time author.
6.
So we'll write a book about this and it'll be 7. New York Times #1 bestseller. He is headlined all over the country. He's got a Comedy Central special.
And so most importantly for this podcast, Matt, you and I, we have the world's greatest friendship tradition.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the same group of 9 buddies going back to 4th or 5th grade. And for the past 20 years, on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we all gather from across the country and we have dinner at the world famous Peter Luger Steakhouse in Brooklyn. And we vote on which friend had the best year. That friend wins our ridiculous, gigantic Man of the Year trophy, which is sitting between us in the studio. You can see it on our socials, on our YouTube. They get their name engraved on the trophy and they have to keep it for the rest of the year.
Oh, and you carry it around like the Stanley Cup. I mean, I have brought that baby with me on vacation. You took it with you to a pitch meeting with Mila Kunis, huh?
We also, there was a baptism.
There was a baptism in there.
Yeah. And of course, it's the greatest night of the year. The trophy is incredible. That's why the podcast is called Man of the Year. But really what it is a tradition that keeps this friend group strong for 35 years.
Building traditions helps make it easier for you to sustain those lifelong friendships.
So we should talk briefly, like, what is the problem we're trying to solve?
So many people are lonely.
People are more disconnected than ever. We have this incredible quote that we always talk about, which is that 49% of Americans say they have 3 or fewer close friends, and 12% say they have no friends, no close friends.
We literally just went to a bachelor party with somebody that I thought was a friend who said, he said, I have no friends.
Yeah.
He said, he's in his 40s. He's a successful doctor. He said, I have no friends.
Yeah. And who better to solve this problem than 2 guys who've had the same friends for almost 4 decades, who literally give out a trophy. This is why we call ourselves the champions of friendship. And I guess I want to ask you, Matt, as we kick this off, is like, why do we think it's so hard, especially for men, but for women as well, to make friends when you're a little bit older, we're in our 40s, and keep friends?
So I think society has had this emphasis on, working hard and meeting the right person, starting a family, getting your job on the right track. And we have, in the process, de-emphasized friendship. Right? It's not like, we never learned how to make friends. I think we all knew how to make friends. And in fact, a lot of people had really vibrant, multiple friend groups, right? Your high school friends, your college friends, your work friends, maybe you joined a sports league or a book club or whatever. But then as you get further and further into your career, your time constraints and you start prioritizing and you go, well, I've got to get this thing done for work. And then I've got to go on a date, or I've got to go home to my wife. I've got to go home for my kids, and I don't have time. And then I think you combine that with this sort of idea. It's almost been made into a meme that like canceling on your friends is okay, or even funny, right? It's like, oh yeah, what's greater than canceling on your friends? Like, when you're in your 20s and 30s, you might think that's funny, but then once you've done it too many times in your 40s, you realize like, oh, I don't have any friends. I don't even have anybody to cancel on. Yeah, I've canceled myself out of having friends.
I think about, for guys, how like, no matter how busy you are, especially when you're a little bit younger, like if you have the opportunity to get laid, you do that.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a rule.
Oh yeah. It could be 4 a.m. and you are dead asleep. You get that text you up. You're like, hold on, I just got to get my COVID shot and I'll be right over.
It's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You get that text, you up, and you
send
drop
your mom a card. You tell your sibling, hey, give this card to
You
mom.
do that. And I feel like we need to emphasize friendship in that section too. Like if you have a chance to hang out with a buddy, you really need to do it.
Even if you really need to show up.
Exactly.
You really, really need to show up.
If it's Mother's Day and your buddy,
you send somebody else to sit next to her at the theater.
Yeah.
She goes to that Broadway show and it's like, who is this?
Yeah.
A Matt's proxy.
I think that like being there for your friends is the new getting laid.
I like it. But it's also not a zero-sum game. It's not like, oh, you have to skip Mother's Day. I mean, we're joking, but it's not one or the other. And I think that's the other thing. I think people think that they have a finite list of things. And so friends got crossed off of that in lieu of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But I do think that you just have to be a little bit thoughtful. And the thing about friendship is it doesn't require as much effort as a relationship. It doesn't require as much effort as your job. I do think that there are ways to slot in friendships in a way that requires a little bit of thought, and building in tradition is a big one for us. And it'll go a long way. You'll look back 20 years from now and you'll be like, oh my God, how did I keep this friendship? It didn't require all that much.
And another thing I always think about a lot, something that you said when we first started the podcast was that we all took like sex ed in school, and like there's all these books and other podcasts about dating and relationships, but there is no friend ed. And we want to be your friend ed.
Yeah. And the thing is that we know that there are people who are going to listen to this that already have a good friend group, and that's great. We want you to relate to what we're doing, and we want to give you some ideas and maybe get ideas from you guys. But if you don't feel like you have that, if you feel stuck, or you feel like, you don't have any friends and you're sitting at home, and maybe you're married, maybe you're single, maybe you moved to a new city, we want to help you, give you simple hacks. This isn't a podcast about, oh, you're an entrepreneur and we want to help you level up your business. Like, this is the easiest podcast for you. All we're telling you is we're going to give you these simple little hacks to make your life a little easier, to make it easier to text a friend, to make it easier to pick up the phone, to make it easier to get out there, to make it easier to eventually potentially have this awesome friend group that we have.
Yeah. By the way, I hate the term hacks.
What should we say instead of hacks?
Tips. Tips seems worse when you say like that.
Worse than hacks.
It's not tips or hacks. It's just
just us talking.
Yeah, it's just us talking. It's
take it or leave it.
Yeah, if you have a great tradition, we want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't, we want to help you build one.
Yeah, we want to help you build them. And if anything though, we just want you to feel like you have friends here with us too. If you're feeling alone, we're your friends.
Now, can I talk about a hack/tip? Am I allowed to do that now?
Now that you just said you hate hacks, you're going.
Okay. So I think everyone should celebrate their birthday. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because there's people who say, oh, I hate my birthday. I hate doing anything for my birthday. And there's people who go fucking bananas.
Yeah. You're a birthday king.
No, see, I strongly disagree. I like to have a big birthday party, but it's not because I care about people celebrating me.
Okay.
It's because it's an easy way to get all the people from the different parts of your life together, and you don't have to go anywhere.
Which is great. By the way, this guy, just so we get a little context, this guy for maybe 10 years did a pub crawl in both New York and LA.
Yeah.
Where we would go to different locations every year. It was amazing. Like one year would be the Lower East Side. One year would be the West Village. And one year we did the Arts District of LA. Amazing. In fact, we went to a wedding recently where there was a couple that got married because they met.
They met
at
the pub crawls.
I think the reason that kids do birthday parties big, it's like, well, you're celebrating the kid, but it's also a reason for like the parents to get together too. And when I see these like people with kids, it's like, oh yeah, their parents are getting together. They need friends.
Yeah. Everyone needs friends.
Yeah.
And I think one thing thought as a tip/hack, God, we can't start using that. We got to come up with our own term, is that I will invite people to my birthday like 3 months in advance. And I think can we expand this to just plans in general and friends in your 40s? Because people are so busy. I like to get planted on that iCal, on that Google Calendar early.
You want to be on that shared calendar.
What do you think about an early invite?
No, I love an early invite. I just don't think most people do what you do. I don't think people are 3 months ahead I don't think people can commit definitely
to their own birthday.
Well, you could do it for your own birthday.
For your own birthday.
I'm saying, but I don't think everybody else can commit, even if they say they're going.
It doesn't have to be a firm yes, but at least it's in there.
I like it. Listen, but I think people who are like, I hate birthdays, whatever, it's like, what do you get out of that? Nothing. Nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand you going, oh, I don't need to do something crazy, but people who are like, yeah, I don't want to celebrate my birthday. Like, what do you get out of that?
I think it's because the birthday people are considered narcissists.
So celebrating yourself is bad? That's bad? Wow. Once a year? once a year. You're not allowed to celebrate yourself once a year.
Yeah.
That's narcissism. To go, guys, can we be happy for
One
me?
day.
One
day.
One day. Can we be happy for this guy? And if you think about it, you go to, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 birthday parties. So you're at 30 to 1.
Yeah.
Come on. I've celebrated outwardly 30 times. I don't get one.
You're going 30 birthday parties a year?
No, I don't even get 10.
Okay.
Nobody invites me to birthdays anymore.
Now, what do you think about celebrating non-birthday events? Okay. So my buddy Shane, this was a few years ago, he had been out of work for a minute. He got a new job. He was excited. His girlfriend's like, I'm going to throw him a surprise party for getting a new job.
I like it. New job party.
New job party.
Hey, in this economy, it's going to be a lot of.
It's going to be
there's going to be a lot of, if I just got fired parties.
Yeah.
And then hopefully a new job party at some point.
So we all went to a bar called Old Fields. We hid in a little room. I was in charge of like meeting him outside and bringing him. First of all, that was the most nervous I've ever been in my life.
God, yeah, you never want to mistime it.
Someone showed up late because in a surprise party, it's like you show up at 6:30 or 9:30. You can't show up in the window. This girl showed up. I go, get the fuck inside. I screamed at her. She goes inside. He comes. He has no idea. We walk in. He's like, let's get a drink. I'm like, you know what? My buddy's back in that last room. Let's say a quick hello. He's like, all right. We opened the perfect execution. And everyone was the people doing the surprise were so surprised that they didn't say surprise. They just sat there in silence.
Wait, why?
Because I just executed it so well that everyone was in.
It was too clean?
It was too clean.
Like the door opened and they're like, they can't be here.
Yeah, and he was like, what is everyone doing here? And then we goes, surprise! And he goes, for what? He goes, you got a new job. And he goes, oh.
He was confused.
Yeah.
He was confused because nobody's ever thrown a new job surprise party before.
He then was very, very happy about it. And this job, I think I can reveal this on the podcast because it doesn't work there anymore, was at a place called MeUndies.
Oh, yeah, I remember those commercials. They were everywhere.
Yeah, billboards. So like we did little his girlfriend mostly did it when you do like an Eyes Wide Shut or something.
I haven't recently been to an Eyes Wide Shut party. Hey, you know when you go to like a huge gangbang orgy with strangers and you put on weird masks? No, Aaron, I don't know. Tell me.
But do you know the genre of mask that has a handle?
Yeah, they're creepy with the long noses.
No.
There's a little anti-Semitic tint to them. The hooked beak nose.
No. Okay, forget the Eyes Wide Shut. What's the word when you're in New Orleans and it's like, oh, fuck it. Just like it's
Mardi
a
Gras?
Zorro mask and a handle.
Yeah, okay.
There's a name for that.
Yeah, sure.
Someone send us the name.
Yeah.
But instead of, but it was underwear. It was underwear on the stick.
Underwear on your face? So you're putting like Fruit of the Looms over with the holes where your legs go?
It was basically, yes. I think that was pretty clever.
Okay. Yeah.
But what do you think about a surprise new job party?
No, I like it. Listen, I think we've got to think outside of the box on these. I think part of the podcast is like, we're trying to say it's called, we're champions of friendship because we want to champion friendship.
Yeah.
We want to come up with new ways to get you out there. We want to come up with more excuses to get out of your house.
Right.
So I'm all for any other reason to get out of the house. I once had the worst surprise thrown to me.
Okay.
I would call this the worst surprise it's ever had. This is like basically the worst day of my life. I had an ex-girlfriend and for my birthday, she blindfolded me and drove me 2 hours.
Sounds pretty, oh wait, what?
Yeah. For my birthday, I had a ex-girlfriend who drove me 2 hours blindfolded to Bakersfield. And we get there in the middle of a field and I was like, is she going to murder me? Like empty field. And she's like, surprise. And then like a rickety old plane shows up. She's like, we're going skydiving.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Had you ever been?
No.
Would you have ever gone on your own volition?
No. No. I was like, so I had to play along, right? I was like, oh, thanks. She's like, remember you said you've always wanted to go skydiving? I was like, I did? Oh yeah. So
had you said that?
No, maybe, but I was probably just talking shit at some point. Like
you're probably trying to get laid.
Yeah, I was trying to get laid. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a real. I want to join the Marines. Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Paratroop out over,
Bakersfield.
Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So we get there and it's like this old, crappy, like 1940s plane, and it's so small that we can't even go up together.
Well, no. What do you mean?
Swear to God.
A one-person plane?
It's a one-person jump. There's only room for one jumper.
There's no other people?
There was a guy on my backpack and one other person in there. So I'm like, So my birthday gift was to go skydiving, the scariest thing I've ever done, with two strangers, one of them strapped to my back. And so like they do this like video thing where you get to, I don't know if you've ever seen, in the 90s, or 2000s, they used to like make these little video cassettes of you. It was like this music video. I don't know if people used to always go skydiving and then make their friends watch a really boring 5-minute video of you skydiving.
I've seen them.
So you do this music that was like really amped up, like Guns N' Roses or whatever, and then you would always play like Free Fall, and the second you jump, the music would change and it would be like Free Fall. So anyway, so in the plane, when I know that the camera's on me, I'm like, rock and roll, yeah. And then when I'm not paying attention, like my face is totally green. I'm like, I'm gonna die. So I jump out of the plane, and I lean back, and I accidentally hit the guy. So you're strapped to.
You knocked him unconscious?
I broke his tooth.
Oh no!
I chipped his tooth. I chipped the guy's tooth. So and then so I get to the bottom, and then I have to wait another 20 minutes with a guy who's got a chipped tooth. We have to wait for her to get there.
And you're still strapped to each other, right?
No. We unleash him, and I'm on the ground, like looking for his tooth, like it's a contact lens, you know? And then she finally got back, and like she was done. She's like, "How was it?" And this guy's like bleeding from the mouth, you know? And I'm like,
could you find that tape?
Oh, I have the tape somewhere.
We got to post it.
Worst surprise ever. But yes, so if you're gonna do a surprise thing, just don't make it skydiving.
There was one other thing on birthdays I wanted to mention. One thing I've done, I learned this from our friend Adam, is that when I go to a birthday party, I get a birthday card.
Yeah.
Not a gift. It's just, I get a fucking, first of all, birthday cards are expensive.
Yeah, they are, but they're
inflation.
I've been getting sad that I don't get enough birthday cards anymore.
I'm not mailing them.
No, handing them to you.
I get
it's good. I'm saying I've been getting sad that I don't get birthday cards.
Well, no, because no one does it. That's why it's a tip/hack.
No, I agree. It makes me sad.
But you would not believe the response. Again, I just get a stupid card, think happy birthday, something funny.
1 minute of effort.
Exactly.
1 minute of effort.
We're all about low effort, high
effort,
reward.
Right, exactly. Again, this podcast isn't about helping to make you a millionaire. Not going to happen.
Now,
we just want you to have one or two good friends.
just a birthday card. Yeah. What do you do with your birthday cards?
Oh, so that's actually funny. So my wife is very not nostalgic.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Like, I literally saw her throwing out the first picture we took of the sonogram.
No.
Yes.
What do you mean? It was a physical picture?
Yeah, well, they print out this thing.
No, she didn't.
Yes. She's like, well, you have it on your phone because I took pictures of it.
No, she didn't.
She did.
To print out sonogram?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And then she was like cleaning out the closet and had all these old birthday cards. And it was like, she's like, do you want these? I'm like, my dad's dead. Of course.
Oh, no. And Drake, you brought up his dead dad. All right. It was only 20 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah. So she's very not nostalgic. I'm very nostalgic.
No, go back to the sonogram. I do not. They print out the thing.
Yeah.
And you first of all, you received it in the sonogram's place.
They printed out.
And did you like, I guess you saw it on the screen. You cried. It was the first time you ever saw your son, your hairy ass son.
Yeah.
She threw it in did she rip it?
No.
Did you crumple?
No, she just put it in the pile of garbage. And I was like, you're just going to throw this out? She's like, yeah, you have it. Like,
can I keep it?
Yeah. You want it? Could be yours. I don't know.
Wow. That's kind of, I'm shooketh.
She's just not nostalgic.
I don't know if it's nostalgic or if it's like, I kind of actually.
Do you keep your cards?
No, I keep like my parents, if they send me like a big birthday, mostly I throw them out immediately.
So I keep every family member birthday card. I've kept
really?
Everyone that I
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I kind of, something about your wife doing that I sort of respect, not being nostalgic, because it's like, yes, of course, from your dead dad or if you're 20, but like, there's something about living in the now that I respect about Jess.
Oh, totally. She's not I'm not really like a, all about thinking about nostalgia all the time.
Right.
But I just like to have it. Like I actually keep, what I keep? I keep all of my checks. Well, they're very meager checks from every comedy club venue.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I want to have like a scrapbook of all of the places. Like I just like those checks.
It's pretty light scrapbook.
Yeah. It's light. It's the sum total of all of it.
You know what I have? I have a ticket to every game, every sports event I ever went to. So all the games went to my dad. Now they're like fucking, it's like
Yeah.
Ticketmaster printouts, but like I have all the ticket stuff.
Yeah, no, I love a good ticket
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So for me, the comedy stuff is like that. It's like there's
Yeah.
checks because,
Yeah.
it probably won't be checks anymore.
Yeah.
The $400 check from the Funny Bone,
So we're talking a lot about celebrating our friends and celebrating their birthdays, celebrating their jobs. And I'm curious what you think something about sort of the opposite of that, which is very big in our town in LA, which is Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
Which is that something good happens to a friend and you get that pang of,
You mean when something bad happens to a friend?
oh yeah.
So say that again. Say that again.
No, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Schadenfreude.
I love
wait.
when somebody uses a big word and then doesn't get the meaning of it right
Dude,
at all.
Matt, let's not forget in 1995
You're gonna call me out.
when we bet on what the term spendthrift
Yes,
was.
this was the beginnings of my spendthriftness.
Yes. Yes.
I bet you wrong.
Yeah.
I lost. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll bet you $1,000 on the meaning of spendthrift.
Also, do you remember in, I think
course I
this,
remember.
this is
Damn
like
it.
mid
Damn
90s.
it.
We used to play a game where you go back and forth adding a letter and whoever spelled a word first lost.
Oh,
So you're
right.
trying to-
Yeah, that was a weird.
It was almost Wordle.
Yeah,
We
it was
invented
Wordle
Wordle.
for Plainview kids.
And do you remember it was COND and you said O and I said, well, that's condo. And we were like, no, like you said, that's not a word. Condominium is the word.
Right.
And we were like, no, condo is an accepted word. This is before the internet. And we almost come to fisticuffs.
Right. So what was did we end up figuring out?
I
what the
think
answer was?
you lost. And
So condo was officially a word back then. A full
officially,
word. Yeah.
I think we went to the library.
we had to go to the library, look up, and we were like, hey, do you have an annex from the 90s, the updated one? Because our library probably only had a 1980s.
But guys, isn't that really the definition of friendship right here, though? We've talking about the same
debating
things.
whether condo was a word.
But this was 25 years
I
ago.
know.
Anyway, Schadenfreude, something bad happens to a friend and you sort of feel
Everybody does it.
everybody does it.
Nobody
especially-
wants to admit that they
but
do it.
in Hollywood, it's oof.
Well, everybody has people that, I don't know, there's a lot of frenemies. There's a lot of people with a lot of frenemies.
Right.
So I think people celebrate their frenemies' downfalls the most.
Well, so you've never something good. I mean, I'm not saying me, but I'm sure maybe me too. But you never had something bad happen to someone, and you kind of for a split second,
Yeah, there were quite a few Me Tooers where I was like,
but not to our friends.
no, I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I knew some
But
people
why do we have?
that
Why
got
Shadow?
swept away.
Right. Never rest in peace.
Yeah.
But why do you think we have that?
Why do we like emotionally have that? I mean, I think like on some level, we want to know that bad things happen to bad people.
These are good people, though.
Oh,
You Jesus fucking Christ! The Schadenfreude section of this podcast is brought to.
why? Wait, you're saying you celebrate that what happens to good people? No, I don't do that.
The Schadenfreude
Is
bad things happening to our friends, and you like it.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Sour grapes. That's what it means.
Oh no! First of all, Schadenfreude doesn't mean happening to good people.
It means you're just taking pleasure in something.
Yes,
bad.
it just means taking pleasure in
Right.
something
I'm talking
bad.
about Schadenfreude when it happens to a friend.
Oh, I don't have that. You're a horrible person.
Ah, fuck. Maybe I don't know what Schadenfreude. Yeah, I thought it was.
No,
when-
I take no pleasure in bad things happening to
Oh.
people I care about.
I thought-
You do? Oh my God, that's horrible. No, I take pleasure in bad things happening to people who are my frenemies. I thought maybe that's what you're talking
Maybe I
about.
don't know what Schadenfreude. I
Oh
thought
my
it
God,
was
this
sour
whole time-
grapes. Doesn't it
this
mean
whole
sour
time
grapes?
You've been celebrating the plight of our friends.
Well, I'm not been celebrating.
Oh
I just,
my God.
this doesn't mean sour grapes.
Just celebrating somebody's misfortune is Schadenfreude.
I really thought this was going to
I
be.
really thought that you weren't somebody that celebrated your friend's demise.
This is Schadenfreude all over,
Oh my
all over
gosh.
myself. All over myself.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. This
Yeah.
makes me question our whole friendship.
Yeah. Oh no! Every time something good
Yeah.
happens to you, I'm like, "Yay! Great!" I was going to say, and something we will and have talked about is that your friend doesn't necessarily need to be everything at all times. In other words, you can have friends that you just go out with. You can have friends that you just concert with, just gym with. You know, for people out there who don't necessarily have as many close friends, you don't need to have an all-purpose friend.
Hot take. I think men are better at this than women.
Yes.
So actually, I think I've helped my wife realize this a little bit. When she was younger, when we were younger as a couple, you know, she would have friends that were flaky or not trustworthy or whatever. And like, I would be like, okay, well, you just go to concerts with this person once a month.
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
She can just be your concert friend. Like, maybe don't entrust her with your deepest, darker secrets then.
Right.
You know, or maybe don't plan a girl's trip to Ojai where you book the room for $1,000 a night and then this person's going to cancel last minute. You know, and so I think guys, for better or for worse, have treated their friendships so casually for so long.
Yeah.
That they're more used to having casual friends for this or that. So it's easier for them to be like, oh, I guess this is just my gym buddy.
Right. But is that, we want to encourage that or no?
So I think it's not about encouraging or not encouraging. It's about acknowledging reality and rolling with reality, right? So reality can be that your friend from the gym can morph into your best friend, but also you can also just be okay with, hey, you know what? Maybe my gym buddy, you know, who I lift weights with isn't the guy that I'm also gonna, you know, go on vacation with.
Right. But it's also not a bad idea if you have the gym buddy to be like, hey, let's get a beer.
Yes. But it's also not a bad idea to be like, keep it to the gym.
Right.
Keep it to the gym.
Keep it in the gym.
Just we'll just talk about plates. How many plates? How many plates did you do? How many burpees did you do today? You know, let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about burpees. And either one is totally fine. You get to choose what level of friendship, but here's the key.
Yeah.
That other person also gets to indicate that to you. And I think a lot of people have a hard time with that. It's like, if somebody's indicating to you that they just want to be your friend of pleasure.
Right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
If they just want to be your wing person, literally, some people just want to be your wing person to go out, go party, hook up, whatever. And then they don't even want to know your personal emotions. Maybe they don't want to get emotional. They don't want to hear about your dead dad.
You know, as one of the few single guys left, or the only one, fuck you, Theo, our producer's laughing.
The only.
I get that call, and I actually made that call last night to our buddy Jordan, and I was like, you know, I've got a couple chicks on the hook, and he goes, are you just calling me to be your wingman? I go, yes.
Right. And was he okay with that?
Yeah, he was like, okay, let me know what time. And I will occasionally get a text from our friend Dan.
Yeah.
It's one of our other few single friends. And he's like, what are you doing right now? Meet me here. And I don't want to hear from him any other time. I'm not offended whatsoever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I think generally that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Indicators. If somebody's texting you, hey, where can you be in 60 seconds?
Right.
Can you meet me at this address in 9 minutes?
But I don't take offense to that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the right approach. I think a lot of people, and I think it's with age, you get better at this, but I think you have to let go of the idea that every friend potentially has to be an all or nothing, right? Like, you're either all in with my friend. If you don't love me on your best day, then you don't go. If you don't love me at my worst, you don't get me at my best. Like, that's a very relationship thing. Yeah. You should not use that for friendship at all. Some people, they just want to be casual friends. They just want, they just want to do this hobby. Maybe you just have a friend that you are in some, kickball league with, and they just need to get out of their house on the weekends.
By the way, also sometimes I just say no. Where can you be in 60 seconds? I'm like, in my couch.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part too, right? If it's just a casual friend, then pass. Right. Hard pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Yeah. I will say, tell me if you use this phrase. I sometimes say soft pass. What do you think about that?
So when you say soft pass, I would take that to mean you're still considering it. That's what I would think.
I'm making myself. I actually have a very, because I'm using things that nobody knows. A hard pass is like, I'm not interested.
Right. I'm never going to, like when you say, hey man, we're going to Coachella this weekend. I go hard pass. I'm not a concert guy.
I actually say soft pass.
I'm not a field. I shouldn't say I'm not a concert guy. I'm not a guy who can go to a field where there's thousands of people and there's a bathroom a mile away.
Matthew, I cannot wait to take you to Coachella. And you're going to be a pig in shit. Literally, it's muddy and you're a hog.
No, I need a VIP toilet for myself.
We have VIP toilet.
No, one that I can carry around like a little tray underneath. What do they call it? Bedpan.
Do you know?
I want a bed. Do they do a VVIP package with bedpans? Then I'm in for Coachella with bedpan.
Do you know at Austin City Limits, there's a raffle. And if you win, you get your own porta potty.
Oh my God. If we could hack that raffle.
Hack the raffle.
If we could hack it. Remember that Michael Keaton movie where he hacked the lottery in the 80s? He had this magnet and he hacked the lottery. If I could hack that porta potty lottery, I'm there.
Theo, can we start making a list of every 80s fucking random that I don't know. I don't know what we were talking about.
I was literally writing that down. All the random movies.
What's it called?
I don't remember, but so my dad had this golden movie pass thing in the 80s.
He invented Movie Pass?
No. There was a movie theater owner who owned like a chain of Lowe's movie theaters or something. One of those big chains. So they had this golden ticket. It was like the original movie pass.
Like from Willy Wonka?
Like literally a Willy Wonka. We had a literal golden ticket
Yeah.
that entitled our entire family to see every movie in that theater for free for 2 years.
Amazing.
Yeah. He did his real estate properties management software.
Why were we talking about Coachella? I was saying something.
Oh, we were just talking about.
When I say soft pass, I mean, that's short for me being thank you for I'm not considering it, but thank you for the invitation to respectfully decline.
Oh, so soft pass is declining respectfully. I thought soft pass, you were saying probably not.
No, that's soft maybe.
Okay. Soft maybe is probably not. Soft pass is definitely not doing it, but I appreciate the offer.
Yes.
So that's basically saying, keep inviting me to that thing and I might come around.
And honestly, I mean this in a positive way, I actually use it most often with you because you are always often inviting me to dinner.
Yes.
And you're not a concert guy. I'm not a dinner guy. Soft pass. Love you.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be conversational with small, intimate group.
I don't feel like middling.
Friend. He doesn't want to have a conversational, pleasant dinner that gets a little too deep on his feelings with his close friends and family.
God, can we just discuss when Matt just talks to the camera? It's so creepy. It's so fucking creepy. If you're listening to this on audio, go to YouTube and Matt just he fucks the camera.
I always look eye, Daniel's son.
There was
always look eye.
We were talking about birthday cards earlier, and it reminded me of something that I want to bring up to you. So we just went to a wedding, and I don't know if you got this, but I already got the thank you card.
No, because I didn't hand in my gift yet.
Okay, no, that's fine. You have 30 days.
Yeah.
So the wedding was a Saturday. I received my thank you card in LA on a Thursday. Okay, and it takes a while with the postal service now.
So they had already pre-sent them.
No, I think they did the next day. Yeah. Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Right, because you don't even. That tells me you didn't really delineate the gifts. You haven't opened the gifts. You don't know who got what.
Oh no, they cashed the check immediately.
Oh.
But
no, but I think they wrote the cards before they saw.
No, because it actually mentions our speeches and stuff.
Oh,
but I don't like a too soon. As we know, I keep a list of all my gifts and whether someone thanked me or not. Yeah. But I don't like it.
That's not creepy.
I don't like it too soon because absorb it.
Yeah.
Feel and I get
the reason they're doing it is because if you don't do it right away, you'll never do it.
Of course, I get it, but I opened it and I opened my mailbox and I go too soon.
Too soon. A little too soon on the thank you. Yeah. Absorb the gift.
Yeah.
Take in my present.
Yeah.
Take it in. Soak it in. What does it mean to you? Give it a couple days. So I didn't go to these last few weddings with my wife because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Do I write a smaller check?
Well, I don't usually follow, but isn't it per your plate cost or something?
Right.
And she didn't eat.
She didn't eat.
So
she wasn't there.
Your check just went
tightened the purse strings for a spendthrift guy.
Yeah.
This is welcome news.
Yeah. Wait, spendthrift means the opposite.
It means I spend too much.
Okay, got it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh no, I lost the bet from 25 years ago. Oh God.
So do I write a smaller check?
I think a slightly smaller check.
Not half.
I mean,
not half.
I have a system, how far I had to fly, how annoyed I am.
Wait, I want to hear so Karo has a method and a system for everything.
Yeah.
So I want to hear your wedding algorithm.
Yes. It's how close we are, how far I had to travel.
Hold on, are these equally weighted?
It's an algorithm, so I can't give you the exact formula.
Okay.
It's how far I had to travel, how close we are, how involved I'm in the wedding. Did I officiate? Was I a groomsman?
Now I have to go back and look how much he gave me because he married us. So it should be a big check.
I gave you, I think, my biggest check.
Oh.
And I had to go.
And you had to go really far.
You know what? For another episode, I'm going to go into my notes and see what I wrote.
Yeah, we should.
Because I actually remember what I wrote.
Okay, yeah, we should review the algorithm about the check you gave me next time after you do it. But I want to hear the rest of the algorithm.
Yeah, because it was the most expensive hotel room I've ever booked.
It was very expensive.
How nice the wedding was.
Wow.
Well, that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true because I write the check before the wedding, so it doesn't make any sense. I guess it's not much of an algorithm. It's how annoyed I am, how far it's very much about me.
Yes.
How involved was I?
Yeah.
How close are we?
Yeah.
How far did I go? And how much was I inconvenienced?
Right.
Congratulations. Mazel tov.
So if somebody's local, they're automatically going to get less of a check.
No, more of a check.
More. Oh, you reduce it.
I fucking reduce. You made me, because I fucking it's all coming out of my wallet.
Okay. So the further you go, the lower the amount is.
Yes.
I'm thinking of some people who got married in France.
Yeah. The exchange rate. The exchange rate.
Was little. As far the plane keeps going, we have another 6 hours. The checks go down.
So I don't know if I told you this, but my agent got married last year, and it was local.
I was invited. I wasn't around for some reason.
It's so crazy that you become such friends with my friends.
They invited me to dinner last Sunday. I couldn't go.
That you went to we were invited to my agent's wedding.
I've usurped.
So I wrote the check. And by the way, for non-Jews, Jews only usually give checks. So that's what we're talking about. You give checks.
I've given off the registry. I'm non-denominational.
I took 10% commission out of the gift.
That is hilarious.
So I literally printed out an invoice.
That is amazing.
Check amount minus 10. And then I actually subtracted it.
When my agent gets married, I'm going to do that. I'm stealing that.
He loved it.
That is genius.
Yeah. Of course, he doesn't ever ask me to go to dinner. So maybe.
Yeah, shit.
So
I had a hot take at this wedding.
You don't have to say hot take every time you.
Oh, you don't. Oh, I thought that's how we do it. Hot take alert. And then I thought on the video we'd have like a sizzling steak come down and like a fajita.
Oh no, like a fajita steak, plate. Like a Peter Luger steak.
Yeah, like hot take.
Stop saying fajita, steak. I'm saying steak.
Ribeye, sizzle. It'll be like.
Yeah.
Okay, so wedding appetizers. I want to rank them right now. I want to hear your ranking.
You're talking about
pass-throughs. I'm talking about the pass-throughs.
See, I'm not a big pass-through guy.
You're not.
I don't like eating standing up.
Oh, see, I agree. It's a problem, and that factors into my rankings.
Okay.
Because how you have to eat them factors into my ranking on them. Because a lot of people, and I think they're completely misguided and morons, think sushi is the number one at the pass-throughs. At the happy hour, they think sushi. Everybody's like, oh my, even at my wedding, people are like, you guys had an amazing sushi dish. And I'm like, what is this, 1994? You can get sushi everywhere. Remember, like in Plainview, there was even a sushi place and we lived in the ghetto.
Just love that Matt's imitation of anybody doesn't like is from the guy from Goonies.
Who is sushi here?
Okay, so sushi is, if you like sushi, you're low class.
No, it's not about being low class. It's like you're living in 1994 when sushi was some delicacy that you couldn't get on every street corner.
Okay, so what do you
There's
like?
literally sushi trucks just driving around.
You get sushi at the grocery store.
Yeah, you get it at the grocery.
I'm sorry, what does the sushi trucks do?
It doesn't do it. They don't do that. They don't do that. But I'm just joking that there's trucks everywhere. Sushi is very passe. Lamb chops are number one. If you can get a lamb chop, people are literally waiting for the guy with the lamb chop. You go, hey, buddy, don't even come out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Stand right there while I take 2 of these off my plate. Number 2, and these are not expensive, but they're the best, mini hot dogs.
Wow, mini hot dogs. You can't get those anywhere.
But you don't get them anywhere. That's the thing. You can get them everywhere. But people eat sushi all the time. How often have you had it? When was the last time you had a mini hot dog? Not at a wedding.
I think there's a mini hot dog truck. It goes around.
No, it doesn't. When was the last time you had a mini hot dog? It's been years.
I think I got some from Trader Joe's and had them for dinner a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because you're a single guy. You live off the Trader Joe's frozen. The regular life.
No.
The regular course. Years. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you really think about it, it goes lamb chops, mini hot dogs, anything meatball, because you can just scoop. I love the ease of eating it. Spear. I don't like skewers because it's very hard to get them off.
Stab the cheek.
Like, how do you get it off? How do you get it off without like an animal? Like, you're at a nice wedding, you're wearing a tux, and you go, excuse me, while I like slide one hand over the other to unsheath my sword from this freaking Excalibur rock that it's stuck in.
You're gonna absolutely hate the only thing that I ate at this cocktail hour.
God.
You're gonna just guess.
Well, there were these little, those little like spanakopita things, which I also
more
like.
Basic than that.
Were there peanut butter and jelly squares?
That's a
Why
good
are there peanut
guess.
butter and jelly squares?
Little mini pizzas.
Oh, I love a good little mini
pizza.
pizza.
Okay, all right. I thought you
were they circles? I didn't even see
they were
that.
circles. Yeah.
So I must have been in the wrong room. I hate when they're not. here's my other hot take. I hate when they're not.
Oh, hot take alert.
Sizzling bacon. Sizzling
Yeah,
bacon.
yeah.
I hate when they're not evenly distributed in the room, like where there's just one lamb chop guy in one corner. If you're on the other side, you go, oh man, that happy hour really sucked. There were no lamb chops. And then you're like, dude, I had 7 lamb chops. You were sitting on the wrong side of the room. I mean, it's like when you have a blueberry and there's no blueberries evenly distributed. It's the same thing.
First, I love how you call the cocktail hour at a wedding happy hour.
Yeah. It is. Wow.
Yeah. Well, drinking. That was a great discussion about friendship that went off the rails at the end. What did we learn today?
You know what? I think we learned that it's okay to celebrate yourself. Not just okay, you should do it. And you don't need a birthday. You can come up with any idea to throw a party. I like what you said. Hey, you got a new job. Let's celebrate it. We're about celebrating friendship in any way possible.
I also think we talked about getting people a birthday card and sending a thank you card, but not too soon.
Yeah. In fact, we just had a meeting with somebody who was helping us with the podcast who said she really appreciated getting thank you cards. And you sent her one. You said most people don't send thank you cards anymore.
And then we mailed a thank you card.
Yeah, we mailed a thank
now
you card.
I'm a little peeved that she hasn't mentioned that.
So you think you should get a thank you too?
I can't be pleased. I can't be pleased. Don't you think you were going to get an email?
You think you should get a you're welcome card?
Yeah. Honestly.
You're welcome cards. Maybe that's our new thing.
Dude, this was great. Guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast. Please give us 5 stars. Please write us a positive review. We really appreciate it. Get us on socials. We're at Man of the Year Podcast. Matt, I love you, buddy.